What we are witnessing right now in Nigeria is not just another political argument. It is a deep national conversation that has been quietly building for years and is now coming out openly. Across different parts of the country, voices are rising, positions are hardening, and old alliances are shifting. The center of this story is restructuring, but beneath that word are issues of fairness, safety, survival, and trust in the system. As this gist is going on, please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any update, because this story is developing in real time and more angles are still coming out. The Middle Belt, a region that has often described itself as caught in between, has now openly aligned with many voices from the South in demanding restructuring of Nigeria. This is significant. For a long time, the Middle Belt was politically grouped with the North, even though culturally and socially many communities there have always said they are different. Now, that quiet difference has become a loud political statement. The message coming from Middle Belt leaders is simple. The current structure of Nigeria is not working for them, and continuing like this will only deepen their problems. Please like this video and subscribe as we continue, because understanding this properly helps everyone make sense of what may happen next. According to their position, the Middle Belt says they feel unprotected, underrepresented, and constantly exposed to insecurity. They point to repeated conflicts in farming communities, loss of lives, loss of land, and slow responses when crises occur. In their view, decisions that affect their daily lives are made far away by people who do not fully understand local realities. This frustration has now pushed them to openly support restructuring, meaning a system where regions or states have more control over their security, resources, and development priorities. At the same time, the South has long been vocal about restructuring. For many Southern groups, the argument is that states should control more of what they generate and contribute fairly to the center, rather than depending almost entirely on federal allocation. They believe this will encourage responsibility, competition, and faster development. What is new now is that the Middle Belt is no longer sitting on the fence. Their decision to stand with the South changes the political balance of the conversation. If this explanation is making sense so far, please like this video and subscribe, because it helps this channel grow and continue delivering clear and balanced stories like this. Now, let's talk about the reaction from the North, because this is where the tension becomes more visible. Northern leaders are not speaking with one voice. Some are openly worried. Some are calling for calm. Some are asking for dialogue. And some are quietly concerned about what restructuring could mean for their influence and economic stability. When you hear reports saying Northern leaders are begging, what it really means in political language is that they are appealing for unity and restraint, trying to slow down a process they fear could move too fast. Miyetti Allah enters this story at a very sensitive point. The group represents many cattle breeders and herders, and over the years, it has been linked, fairly or unfairly, to the wider debate about farmer-herder conflicts across Nigeria. Because of this, any statement... Now, one thing many people are asking quietly is this: if restructuring eventually happens, who truly benefits first? This question is important because political demands often sound attractive, but implementation is where reality shows itself. The Middle Belt and the South believe that restructuring will give them more control over their affairs, especially security and development. But restructuring also means responsibility. States and regions will need strong leadership, transparency, and discipline to manage new powers properly. This is why some Northern leaders are urging caution. Their fear is not only about loss of influence, it is also about readiness. They worry that sudden changes without proper frameworks could create confusion, weaken coordination, and even increase local tensions if leaders are not prepared to manage new authority. These concerns are not entirely baseless, and that is why the debate cannot be reduced to simple good versus bad. Please like this video and subscribe if you want balanced analysis like this, because we focus on understanding all sides, not just one angle. Another issue that is quietly shaping this debate is population and revenue sharing. For decades, population figures have influenced political representation and allocation of resources. Restructuring could change how these calculations work, Some regions fear that a new system may reduce what they currently receive, while others believe it will finally correct long-standing imbalances. This underlying fear of loss is why emotions run high whenever restructuring is mentioned. At the grassroots level, ordinary people are interpreting this debate through their daily experiences. A farmer in the Middle Belt thinks about safety on his land. A trader in the South thinks about taxes, infrastructure, and cost of doing business. A family in the North thinks about access to education, jobs, and social support. These personal realities shape how people react to national policies more than political speeches ever will. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe as we continue, because staying informed is the first step toward making sense of these changes. There is also the question of timing. Many analysts believe that the pressure for restructuring is growing because people feel that opportunities are shrinking. When jobs are scarce and costs are rising, citizens look more closely at how power and resources are distributed. In such moments, calls for reform become louder. This does not mean restructuring will happen immediately, but it does mean the conversation will not disappear anytime soon. Miyetti Allah's involvement remains sensitive because it touches on land use and identity, two of the most emotional issues in any society. Land is not just economic, it is cultural and historical. When land disputes are mixed with ethnic or occupational identities, mistrust grows quickly. That is why many voices are calling for careful language, restraint, and genuine dialogue rather than accusations. If you believe dialogue is better than division, please like this video and subscribe, because this channel supports calm discussion over heated arguments. Another angle many people overlook is the role of state governments. Governors are watching this debate closely. Some see restructuring as an opportunity to gain more authority and resources. Others worry about increased pressure from citizens who will expect more results once states have greater control. Restructuring removes excuses. When power is closer to home, people demand accountability faster. This is why some leaders prefer the current system, even if they do not say it openly. Centralization spreads responsibility and blame. Decentralization concentrates it. With more power comes more scrutiny, and not all leaders are comfortable with that reality. As this debate continues, religious and traditional leaders may play a quiet but powerful role. Historically, these figures have helped calm tensions and encourage dialogue during sensitive moments. Their voices may not always dominate headlines, but they often influence public mood and behind-the-scenes negotiations. Please like and subscribe as we move on, because this story is not just about politics, it is about how Nigerians choose to live together. One thing that must be said clearly is that restructuring alone cannot replace good governance. Even with a perfect structure, corruption, poor leadership, and lack of planning can still destroy progress. This is why citizens must remain engaged, informed, and active, not just during debates, but after decisions are made. As the Middle Belt aligns with the South and Northern leaders call for calm, the country is entering a period of careful observation. Everyone is watching everyone else. Words are measured. Statements are analyzed. Silence is interpreted. In such a climate, responsible communication becomes very important. For viewers listening to this gist, the best approach is to stay informed, avoid spreading unverified claims, and focus on solutions rather than blame. The future will be shaped not only by leaders, but by how citizens respond to change. Please like this video and subscribe if you want me to continue breaking this down clearly and professionally.